Hello everyone, my name is Anu, and in the last video I had discussed about the default parameter, and today we'll deep dive into Python another important concept, and that is key positional argument and keyword arguments. So first let's see the problem. So I'll create one file, let's say arguments, keyword arguments .py. Okay, so let's say I want to add three numbers, so I'll create a function. I'll pass three parameter ABC, and I want to return the result A plus B plus C. And let's print the result. So I'll call this function with 1, 2, 3. And sum of 1 to 3 is 3 to 5 and 6. So we get the output 6. So this will work until and unless if I want to pass 4 or 5 or 6 parent. It. So let's say now if I want to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But if you try to run it, it will give you the error because the function accepts three arguments only and five were given. So what's the solution for it? So I'll simply change my function and we'll do d and d. That will work. Now let's say if I want to again want to add 6, or maybe in another function call I wanted to support for 1 and 3. I want to add 1 and 2. Now this function, the problem you understood, right? The problem is about the function flexibility. Here the function is very rigid and it expect the number of parameters which you defined here. So what's the solution? Solution is argument. So we'll use the arguments keyword and we'll see how it works. So we'll write add function already in it and we'll simply write arguments. Now name can be anything. Now let's see how it works. So now when you call this function add for one argument or maybe for two argument, or maybe for when I said two argument, that is let's say 2 and 3, or even for three arguments, it's not going to get any error. So if you see, it works for everything. I've not printed anything. That's why it is not printing. Why it is working? Because this is the keyword arguments, which allows a Python function to accept any number of positional argument. So this is a positional argument. Even you can pass with, when I say any number of parameters, positional arguments, it means 0, 1, 2, or 3. So all the function calls are valid over here. It is not with any error. Now, if I write the same program, that's summing of all the numbers. So I'll simply return the sum of the number, that is args, right? And if you see, it will work. So if I print over here, okay, and let's say similarly, I use for other one. So let's say for 1, for 1 comma 2, for 1 comma 2 comma 3. That's 7. So if you see, you get output 0, 1, 3, and 6. So it works for everything. Now my function is flexible. It can accept any number of positional arguments. Now when you see this args, when you try to print it, print args and the type of args. So internally this args stores in a tuple. So when you pass a number of positional argument, by default it stores internally in tuple format. So if you print, you can see. So there is some issue. I think indentation issue is there. Let me run it. So now if you see, so for the first function call, the class is tuple, and you can see the value it has. When I pass three positional argument, it is returning as a tuple, right? So this is how keyword arguments work. Sorry, argument positional arguments works. Now let's see how keyword arguments work. So let's say you define a user which has name, age, or we can give anything. So let's say city, and we are simply printing this name, age, and city, right? Now if I use this function with keyword arguments, the keyword arguments will have to pass in a key value pair. So you write name as mode, let's say, and then age is 24, and city is, let's say, Japan. When you run it, it will work, and it is printing unmode 24 and Japan. That is name, age, and city. Now, what if you change the ordering over here. So let's say let X accept this definitely because it is a keyword argument. So name match to the name and it will store in the name. Age is even though you have age at last, but in the function definition you have written in the main uh, mid part of it, will accept it. So this is how keyword arguments pass. But what if let's say later I want to add multiple fields, other fields? Same problem over here, right? You cannot pass. Let's say later you want to pass email or Aadhaar number, let's say. And this will not going to do. So this is not a scalable grid. So similarly, we can use the keyword arguments. And keyword arguments will work. So if you print this keyword arguments, you can see the output, right? Even if you pass only one value, it will work. Similar like our positional argument, we have keyword arguments. Now, internally, keyword arguments store in the form of dictionary. So if you print type of this keyword arguments, you can see the type is class object. So this is the concept of arguments, positional argument and keyword arguments. We can use it together. So let's say I create a function where I am passing one positional arguments, then it is accepting any number of positional arguments. And then we have, let's say, keyword arguments. And let's print A, let's print arguments, let's print keyword arguments. Now, if you call this function with 2, 3, 4, let's say, and then x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 12. So what will happen? So the first value is a required parameter, that is position argument. So 2 will going to assign in A. Then we have 3 and 4. So any number of position parameter, this argument can accept. So 3 and 4 will store in our argument in tuple format. So you'll see the tuple. Now, keyword arguments accept any number of keyword parameters. So it will accept x equal to 10 and y equal to 12, and it will going to store in a dictionary format. So it will run. And you can see 2, 3, and 4 in the tuple, and this is in dictionary format. So we can use it. Now, can we change the position? Like, can we put args over here? And then we have A, and then we have keyword arguments. This will not work. And you see the reason clearly, right? Because 2, 3, 4 it can accept over here. And this A gets confused that should I keep 4, 3, or what? And that's the reason it will throw the error. So function missing one required keyword on the argument. So the order is important. First write the required parameters. Then we can use this position of arguments. And then we use keyword arguments. So this is the complete concept of keyword arguments and arguments. And thank you for watching.